and welcome everyone to System Shock 2 with SecMod. In this episode, we completely redid everything. Yes, actually. Basically what we decided was to start with Sci because we did the math, and it turns out that if you go Sci from the beginning, you get, at least in this version, you get 9 more cyber modules worth of upgrades than you do otherwise.
As well as quite useful
so that's fun.
things.
But we do intend to not use that much Sci in general, so it's generally going to look like a Navy playthrough, even though we did start with Sci, so our stats are a little bit different. I assume we have hacking now, so that will make a big difference.
We actually don't have hacking yet.
Oh.
Yeah. So what we have...
Need to have my buzzers ready for these things.
So what happened with our changes is we got onto the psionics tree, so we have the ability to use psionics. We have access to pyrokinesis, which is kind of a shitty damage spell, but it also slows down things, which is incredibly useful in this mode. We got basically TK, so we can pull things towards us, which is handy. We got some bullets out of it already. Some other things like that. There's a lot of
things that are placed on the level deliberately in spots that you can't reach unless you have PK. Or sorry,
correct.
TK. I keep saying PK because I've been playing Destroy All Humans so long that psychokinesis.
And remote electron tampering, which is basically you can spend some Psi to shut down alarms faster. That's good in this early section, but it's not so good, eventually. Later on. I also did find the basketball for the eventual...
Oh, good.
All
right.
Plot. For those who haven't played this before, there is a section later on. Basically, the way I do things is there's supply dumps on each level. The first level supply dump is in the security hallway, the security cabinet, right when you start off. So I've got some things stashed there. And now we need to charge our battery.
Because your inventory obviously is limited.
Quite small.
And upgrading your inventory is one of the main reasons to upgrade strength. Apart from the obvious, melee damage and things.
Yeah. So I'm just heading there right now to drop off a few things.
And I think if you drop stuff in the elevators, which is the logical place to put something, they'll disappear.
Yeah, I believe...
Not always, but...
I believe I recall that being true.
Yeah.
But I'm just leaving some stuff like these chunky hybrid organs, which we can use to research, but we don't have the research skill yet, so I don't need it.
Yeah.
And I've got some other things.
We couldn't use research now even if we wanted to. So, well, we could now, but...
We could now, but we don't have the...
We don't need to. It would, yeah. Basically, I mean, it's kind of not exactly spoilerific. It gives you research the organs and you give you extra damage boost, which is worth it, but, it takes some time.
Something.
When we can catch up on these bastards, I don't even have to fight them. They just die when I can sneak up on them, which is quite nice.
Yep. So as we go through the halls of the UNN von Braun, it begins to occur to us to wonder,
This is
what is happening here?
Remember,
something is happening here, but what exactly is that thing?
Fortunately, so I was wondered about that cube, by the way, because he usually says it, I think, about the time you get your first pistol, so I think the game is assuming you're going to have just shot somebody with it.
Ow, 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 motherfucker. Those turrets hurt.
Yeah, turrets are a bitch in this.
Yeah, because another change
Turrets
from,
will fuck you up.
the normal mode to SecMod is the turrets swing twice as fast, have another 10 or 15 degrees of turn, and shoot twice as fast.
Yeah,
so
like,
they
turrets would always F you up pretty big time, but you could usually be like, okay, so just stay in the corner and, not be shot by it. Now it's like, oh crap.
Now it's like, oh hi, I'm
Run
a turret.
away!
Your butt is brutally broken open.
Yeah, the turrets are really they act like turrets
The turrets are
Well
horrifying.
done. I'm uploading some cybernetic modules. Find an upgrade unit as soon as you can.
All right.
I think what I'm gonna do is bring our weapons along
yes.
into the bulkhead
All right.
because I do.
So now the question is, sorry,
Go ahead.
I need to not interrupt.
Go ahead. I'm just picking things up off the ground.
Okay. Yeah, just deciding if we want to get hack or research or something else.
Or guns.
Or
'Cause
guns.
we
oh,
have-
okay, we don't have a point in guns.
Yeah, we don't have a point in
Yeah,
standard because we started
okay.
OSA.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Then get standard. Definitely. We need to shoot crap.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you really do need to shoot crap.
Good. You've managed to get into Med. Now find
So,
Grossi and
go
get the
around the corner
keycard to the
here.
crew sector. He's the one who monitored your
So,
cryo
get
sleep,
the heel.
so he might be interested in joining you. If he hasn't been butchered yet.
It autosaves at the bulkheads, right?
It autosaves at bulkheads. I also finally figured out and keyed the quick key to quick save. So now I can quick save us.
Excellent. Cool. So in case you're unclear as to what we're supposed to be doing
Sector
here.
A. Intruder, the many demands to know your intentions. Are you allied with her? Do you not know of her intentions, of her history? She once tried to destroy your species, and now you do her bidding. Intruder entering Medical Sector A.
Our overall task here is to find the key card to get into the crew sector, which we've just done, so that we can find Grossi, so that we can find the key into the medical sector, so that we can find Watts, who has the key to the conduit, so that we can get up to deck 1, so that we can turn on the engines, which sounds simple, so that we can activate the elevator, so that we can go to deck 4, assuming that something doesn't block us on the way to deck 4, which, spoiler alert, it does, so that our friend, who can talk to us at any time,
Well, she's
can
emailing
explain
us.
to us what's happening.
She's emailing us, is what's happening. For those,
Yes.
yeah, because if you can't see, that's not obvious. But from my end, you actually get a little pop-up notification saying
Control.
there's an email, and then she starts talking. So obviously they've upgraded to voice emails in this game, but
Which is
or in this
cool.
time. But
It's Haytel, essentially, except it's one way, or Voxer.
sure, for those of you who don't know
But
what he's
the
talking about,
future.
don't worry about it. I don't either, because Drew likes to talk out of his ass. Yeah.
So
Whew.
it's just, you're not hip to the smartphone community because you're poor.
No, I'm not.
That's all it is.
I am not hip to the smartphone community.
And it's okay, I forgive you.
Because I'm dumb, and I don't care about smartphones. I just use my phone like a boss, like a tiny god, and use it to talk to people on the phone. Shockingly.
So, yes, as fascinating as this is, we should probably take this moment to play some
logs.
Since it is a silent moment, and we can try and explain some of the crazy things that are going on here.
Yeah, so here are some of the new logs we've picked up in the last couple minutes.
I can't raise anybody down in engineering. With the lifts out, I'll need to get down there through the emergency conduit in the Sci Annex. I think the access code is in Watts' lab.
So,
Yeah, so that's just telling us what we already knew.
Angela, while it may appear that the lab monkeys are communicating with each other, I assure you it's quite impossible. You claim that one monkey signed the passcode for a supply closet to another, and the latter proceeded to open it. As I'm sure you know, there have literally been tens of thousands of studies.
You might
Whoops.
witness some
Sorry
strange
about that.
phenomena. Your R-grade cyber
Shut
has
up!
an experimental perception enhancement that can
I need to shut
theoretically
up.
detect residual psychic emanations. These emanations traditionally come from the recently dead. Literature might call them ghosts. I call them self-hypnotic defects in the R-grade unit. Don't let it distract you from the job at hand.
I love the way that she talks. Like the
Polito's just like,
emphasis
fuck
she
you.
puts on word.
Polito
like
just
dead.
does not give a shit. And she's like, They might be
Yeah,
dead, but
she's
fuck
been-
off. That's, we don't care about that.
Yeah, like they're recently dead. Like literature would call them ghosts. I call them defects. Like, it's just you can.
Polito's hilarious.
She's so expressive with just single words.
I love Polito so much. She just makes me laugh. Whoops.
Potential
Oh, son of a
threat
bitch.
detected. Potential threat detected.
Anyway, the thing to keep in mind in the next 2 minutes or so is that monkeys do not exhibit advanced behavior of intelligence. Dr. Watts said so. He knows stuff about things.
Yeah. Doc Watts told us, of course, that, fucking monkeys obviously do not exhibit special powers and do not know how to talk to each other. I'm just burning through some psi to eliminate this alarm. There we go. 8 seconds left. Alright, and this seems about as good as time as any to take a break for the video, so we shall catch you guys on the other side without any alarms. See ya.